Hi Floss Tube, my name's Dana and my channel name is Gemstone Stitches. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm real excited to show you a couple things that are new for me and something that I'd been wanting to do for a while but hadn't got around to, and this year proved to be the right time to do that. All my postpartum hair growth is all over the place right now. It's all growing back after losing it. I don't know if that happens to any of you guys who've had kiddos, but around the 4 or 5 month mark, all the hair kind of starts falling out, and then for me, thankfully, it all grows back, but there's a good chunk of time where it's just crazy all around my hairline. But anyway, the fun thing is I started Mirabilia, and the plan, I forgot to tell you in my last video because I had so much going on in that video, but the plan was to start one Mirabilia for my daughter Tinsley, who's born in May, because I had the May's Emerald Fairy in my stash, and the plan was to start May for her and then start September's Sapphire Fairy and September for my daughter Tessa. But what I saw was all this Mirabilia May going on. Instead of participating in Stitch Mania, we're doing Mirabilia May. And I thought, you know what, why don't I just make it a little mini Mirabilia May, my own little thing, especially because I've never done a Mirabilia, and start both of them. So that's what I did. I spent a week on both of them, and then I didn't end up working on my stocking in May, but I was continuing with my other plans that I try to do every month. So again, that's May's Emerald Fairy by Nora Corbett, and I stitch it on 32 count antique white Belfast linen. Is something that I had in my stash already. So here's how far I got to. It's kind of hard to see because a lot of it was light colors. So this is part of the dress right here. Around the edges it's a little darker, kind of brings in that emerald look. And then all here is white, and then right here is a very light blue, light aqua blue, and that's a little bit of white down here. And then over here is a Krennic, basically a white, there's some flecks of like a bluish green in there, and that's not called for. All this Krennic that I'm doing, that's something that I decided to add in because on the fairy, this part of the wing is not stitched. All that white in the wing is not stitched at all. So I decided to add a little more bling and sparkle to it by choosing a Krennic for that spot. So I've gotten, let me see, I think I did this little part and then maybe a little bit of that wing. So I've gotten a lot of the white dress done here, and then this wing down here, and then some of this darker blue. So that is where I am. I might have worked a little more than a week on it. Now let me know what you think about adding the Krennic. I'm hoping that's a good decision. I'm only using one strand. I didn't bring it up here with me to tell you what number it is. or what braid it is or anything. But I think it looks pretty right now. It just, I'm a little concerned it will clash with the beads because there's a lot of gold beads in it. But ultimately, I think it's going to work out. So the other Mirabilia I ended up buying is September's Sapphire Fairy. And I'm stitching it on the same fabric. I ended up buying the same fabric because I thought they are sister pieces. They're for both my daughters and they're birthstones. So I thought, let's keep it on the same fabric, same background. So here is September's Sapphire Fairy. Those are little butterflies in there. Fun colors. And this is how far I got on this one. Let me see. I think I have it upside down though. There we go. So a lot of light green, lime green, and then I started a little bit on the flowers in the dress, the blue. And these are all little designs throughout the dress. So there wasn't a lot of color changes, but I definitely had to keep an eye on the pattern to make sure I wasn't miscounting and getting off for all these little details. So those flowers are going to continue all the way down to here, and then something else comes in. It's like a purple lacy design down here. And it wasn't, I'm trying not to highlight on these, but I do find it hard to read these patterns without highlighting. I feel like I'm losing my my place, and particularly with one of these Mirabilias, there was both the colors I was using. One was this slant, and then the other symbol was this slant. So that's always really hard when charts have those type of symbols that really just toy with your mind. So I don't know, maybe I will start highlighting if it becomes too difficult. But I guess that brings me to a funny story, because I guess the only reason I wouldn't highlight is to try to keep it for someone else to use or to give to a secondhand store or something when I'm through with it. And I was at a secondhand store. I went there a few months ago and found a lot of fun patterns. I didn't get a chance to really sift through them all, so I thought I should go back and try to look even more to see if I could find any gems. And most of it is stuff that I'm not familiar with from years and years back, not stuff that I really see when I'm looking for cross stitch patterns, so I think it's a little before my time. But here and there's something that catches my eye, but maybe I'm not gonna stitch. And then as I'm going through, I'm like, oh, I think I see a Mirabilia. What is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? And I'm getting really excited. And you know, there's a lot of Mirabilias out there. And wouldn't you know, the one Mirabilia they have there was May's Mirabilia Fairy. Can you believe it? I just think that's such a coincidence that the one Mirabilia they might have for me to snag would be one that I already have. So I laughed. Okay, so then the next whips that I have going on a continuing basis is the Little House Needleworks monthly series. The last time I saw you, I believe I already had these 3 completed. So it'll be January, February, and then March. and I think I was in the middle of April, starting April. So here is April finished. Got some clouds, a big umbrella, some flowers, the sun's peeking through. Then there's a couple of bluebirds with some music. They're singing, I guess. And then the sun, the yellow was highly variegated. You can see there's like a darker color that comes through. So when I did the sun, I kind of stitch it around to, instead of making it look too stripy with the variegation. Oh, that was a fun one. They're all fun. And then I did May. Really like this cute blue house. And these are all using Classic Colorworks, what it's called for. The blue is Wavy Navy. So I think that came out pretty nice. Big white flowers, and again, this is a different yellow. I forget what color, but I did the middles kind of in a circle rather than stripe. But the house, it's like one of those little shotgun narrow houses, and there's a itty bitty fence there. I love the little red flower border. The only thing is, May, I'm not thrilled that it used white, so I doubt I'll change that, but I wish it would have been a different color there. And then I just finished this morning. I finished June. So June and May use the same colors. Those 2 months use the same colors, and then next month for July and August they use the same color palette too. So this is the wavy navy border, and then with the red I did kind of like a circle for each cherry. Little bees, some flowers, cute little basket with some flowers on it. So July comes next. July and August. This is what those patterns look like. Got a sailboat in August. And the colors for this set are bamboo, boy blue. It's got a good variegation in there. Copper penny, which is supposed to be kind of the orangey color. Avocado. Sea Shelley. And wild berries. So yeah, you can see there's kind of like a darker pink and a lighter pink. All right. And I did not work on the stocking in May because I did Mirabilia May instead. But I have been working on it in June. Let me get some things out of the way here real quick. So this is, I guess I'll show you. This is Holiday Glow by Dimensions Gold. It's a stocking kit. And it comes in 3 different pages, which is different for me because usually it's only been 2 pages so far. This one's broken up in thirds. So I finished, besides the back stitch, I finished the center page. So now I've moved my way up to the top because I was already kind of up here. The last bits that I did was up here, so I just naturally was moving up. And I had already kind of did this part as well. So the last time you saw it, I think I had the snowman all done, and then I had started a bit on Santa. So I have filled him in. And this is the edge. There is not stitching right here or in the very center of the snowman and Santa. But it's looking really good, and I haven't even done the back stitch yet, so this is gonna pop even more once I get that in. I'm really, really enjoying that. I'm gonna keep working on that in July, especially because it's Christmas in July. I don't know if I'll get up there, but I have to decide what I want to do for the name banner, because this is not stitched, this white part, and I sort of want it to be stitched. I don't know what color. Maybe I'll just stitch it in white. I just don't want it to be plain Ada. I want something there. So I need to think about it. If you guys have any ideas for me, let me know what color I could use, or if I should just stick to white. I'll work a bit on that. So now for my plans. I'm feeling kind of bummed that I'm not getting around to a lot of my other projects because I'm focusing so much on the stocking and the Little House Needleworks monthly series, because these take a good chunk of time, almost 2 weeks, if not 2 weeks. And then stocking, of course, takes a lot of effort. So what I'm gonna do is an idea I am stealing from Sarah the Stitchin' Mommy. If you watch her channel, I'm sure you do. It's that she kind of has a full coverage focus piece that she tries to work a certain amount of stitches every single day on. And I want to do that. I don't know if I'm gonna like be really gung-ho about every single day, just because my days can be extra busy sometimes and I just might not even get a chance to stitch at all. But it's just something that I'll have in my head, like, yes, I want to try. I'm thinking 50 stitches. I want to try and get 50 stitches every time I get a chance to sit down and work on it, to do that. So I am making progress, because if I don't do this, I'm never gonna finish my full coverage. I mean, maybe when I finally get done with stitching stockings, but I don't know. It feels like I'll always be stitching a stocking in my life. So I have 2 full coverage pieces, and one's a more Christmas full coverage. So the idea is for the month of July, since it's Christmas in July, I will, if I pull out a full coverage that day, I'll stitch 50 on my Tilton Crafts up on the rooftop. Love, love, love that design. Someone's over there. And this is how far I've gotten. So I've just done the first page. And I'm missing a color. I need to look that up, because every time I've gone to try and get that color, Joann's hasn't had it, and 1 2 3 Stitch hasn't had it. So other than that, one color in the chimney, this first page is done. So I'm right here. And so yeah, I'll be getting to the moon next. So there's And I think I'm gonna do this July, November, and December of every year. And then all the other months, I will work on my peacock days by having an earth design. Artwork, Josephine Wall. I have the top row done, and I'm making my way back over. So there, I finished a partial page over here, and then I've a full page done, and then just a little bit speckled in for the following page around her head. This is where her head is. So if I work 50 stitches a day on this, I should eventually get a page finish, hopefully. And, oops, sorry. The other thing I'm gonna work on in July, so I'll have my monthly series, July, for Little House Needleworks. I'll have my stocking a little bit. And then I'm also gonna pull out my Joan Elliott July piece, which is Victorian dollhouse. And I got a small start on this last July. The main bedroom in the middle. So I'll get a little bit more done on that. So I'm thinking, instead of just solely working on those two main projects, I'll pull something else out to spend a week on every month. So in July, it will be this. In August, I'm not sure. I'll look at what I've got going on in my whips. I know in September I'm going to pull out the Mirabilias again, because I'm thinking every May and September I'll work on these for my daughters. And then I definitely want to pull out my needleworks. Esther's Waves needleworks. What is that? I forget the designer of that, but it's got an autumnal color palette. So I think October will be perfect because that's the month in Vermont when all the colors change. That's as far as I've gotten with with my thoughts. I made a big purchase. I can't wait to show you. I don't have it yet, but it's a Dubco sofa stand. I have been looking for a lap stand. Not really looking for, but I've been wanting one, I guess, and I haven't been able to decide on one because they're so expensive. But once I saw someone post a picture of this one on Facebook, and I took a look at it and was reading what other people had to say about it, I thought, okay, I think this is what I've been wanting and looking for these last few years. And so I went ahead and bought one, and it will take a few months for it to arrive. I don't know if I'll have it by my next video or not, and because I don't even know when I will film my next video, but I'm really looking forward to that coming in and getting to test it out because I definitely stitch on my sofa. So I hope it will work out for me. And I got the one where you set your frame on it. There's little pieces of wood that come out that you can set your Q-snap or your almanac frame or whatever you have your fabric in on those little bars, and that's how it holds. And then you can just flip it over when you need to and flip it back. And I can switch my projects out as I need it. It's not like, there's one where there's stretcher bars on the sofa stand, and you put your fabric on the stretcher bars, but I prefer to use my Q-snaps and what I have here at home with what I'm used to putting my projects in here at home. So yeah, let me know if you guys have one and what you think of yours. Other than that, that's all my stitching updates. School's over. Ethan finished kindergarten, so now he is in camp every day and taking swim lessons. Tinsley's also doing swim lessons, and she's in daycare. And then little baby Tessa does daycare on Tuesday and Thursdays every week. And I'm still working at home. They've extended our work at home until the end of September 30th. So that will still be going on for us. Not sure what will happen after that date or if they'll continue to extend it. I'm looking forward to August coming around though, because that's when Tessa will go into daycare full time. So I will be able to work at home, seeing as no one gets sick or there's not some sort of issue. I'll be able to work at home with no kids at home for the full week, which will feel really good. I'm very much looking forward to that. And we've had most of the time a lot of help from my in-laws too, to help care for the kids and stuff, but it still is just going to feel nice to kind of have the house quiet and to myself and you know, just really focus on work. And then really be able to focus on the kids when they come home and have some fun with them for a few hours. What else is going on? We're going to go to Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire for a handful of days. And then following that, we're flying to Texas to see my family where they live. The hottest month of the year, but as what ended up working out, we don't want to go during the school year, and once we decided it was safe enough to travel, I mean, that was the best month to do it in without having to spend a whole ton of money. If we wanted to go in July, we would have to spend like $200 extra a ticket because we weren't planning ahead enough. So August it is. We'll make the best of it. Looking forward to that, spending time with family. Okay, well, that's about it. I am going to clean up here and get on with the rest of my day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.